Would you consider yourself happy? It is a curious question, isn't it? A question that, upon being asked, immediately sends the mind scurrying about like a startled squirrel, searching for a satisfactory answer. We rummage through the filing cabinets of our recent experiences, looking for evidence. Well, you might say, I had a rather delightful piece of toast this morning, or the sun is shining, and that's something to be cheerful about. Or perhaps, the squirrel returns with a heavy sigh, reporting a litany of frustrations, anxieties, and the gnawing feeling that something is fundamentally amiss. And so you see, the very act of asking the question, of putting yourself on the spot to deliver a verdict on your own state of being, is the beginning of the problem. It is like trying to grasp a sunbeam in your fist. The moment you clench your hand, the light is gone, and you are left with nothing but a shadow. Happiness is much the same. It is not a thing to be possessed, a destination to be arrived at, or a prize to be won. In fact, the more you chase it, the more it eludes you. It's like a mischievous little imp that delights in leading you on a merry chase through the brambles of your own expectations. We live in a culture that is utterly hypnotized by the illusion of a future, a culture that has sold us a bill of goods. We are taught from a very young age to strive, to achieve, to become. We are told that if we just get the right job, find the right partner, buy the right house, and accumulate the right collection of shiny objects, then, and only then, will we be granted the golden ticket to happiness. We are, in essence, living on a promissory note for a future joy that never quite seems to arrive. Think of the educational system. You go to kindergarten so that you can go to elementary school. You go to elementary school so that you can go to middle school, and then high school, and then, of course, college. And why do you go to college? To get a good job, naturally. And why do you want a good job? So that you can make enough money to retire and, finally, at the ripe old age of 65, you can at last begin to enjoy your life. What a colossal joke. As I've often said, it's better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way. This is the great swindle of our civilization. We are always preparing to live, but never actually living. We are like a donkey with a carrot dangled in front of its nose, forever plodding forward in the hopes of a reward that is always just out of reach. We are so busy getting ready for the banquet that we forget to taste the food that is right in front of us. And so, we are always a little bit late to the feast of life. Now, what is to be done if you find yourself in this predicament? What if you have asked yourself the question, am I happy? And the answer that echoes back from the depths of your being is a resounding no. The first thing, my dear friends, is to stop fighting it. Stop treating your unhappiness as if it were an enemy to be vanquished. The more you struggle against it, the more you try to fix your sadness or your anxiety, the more you reinforce its power over you. It is like trying to smooth out ripples in a pond with a flat iron. You will only create more turbulence. The very effort to be happy is a form of tension, a subtle violence that you inflict upon yourself. It is the I who is unhappy trying to become a happy I. But who is this I that is doing the trying? It is a ghost, a phantom, a socially constructed illusion. It is the ego, that persistent sense of being a separate, isolated individual, a skin-encapsulated ego, as I like to call it. And it is this very feeling of separation that is the root of our unhappiness. We feel lonely and afraid because we feel cut off from the rest of the universe. So the first step is to see the futility of this inner war. You cannot win a fight against yourself because there is no one to fight. There is only the experience of this present moment, and that experience is neither good nor bad. It simply is. Now you might say, but Alan, that's all very well and good for you to say. You are a philosopher, but I have real problems. I have bills to pay, a difficult boss, and a nagging pain in my lower back. Of course you do. To be alive is to have problems. Suffering is an intrinsic part of the human experience. As the Buddhists say, life is suffering. But the trick is not to let the suffering make you unhappy. Unhappiness is a reaction to suffering, not the suffering itself. It is the story you tell yourself about the pain. the resistance you put up against the natural flow of life. Let us take your back pain, for example. The pain is a physical sensation. It is a series of nerve impulses being sent to your brain. That is all it is. But then, the mind gets involved. It starts to spin a tale. Oh, this is terrible. I can't stand this pain. It's going to ruin my day. Maybe it's something serious. What if it never goes away? And so on and so forth. And it is this mental commentary, this frantic resistance to what is, that creates the unhappiness. So, what to do? Instead of resisting the pain, try a different approach. Allow yourself to feel it completely. Don't label it as bad or unwanted. Just be with the sensation. Observe it with a kind of detached curiosity, as a scientist might observe a strange new phenomenon. You might be surprised at what happens. When you stop fighting the pain, when you accept it as part of your present experience, it often loses its power over you. It may still be there, but it no longer dominates your awareness. This is what the Zen masters mean by chopping wood and carrying water. It is the art of being fully present with whatever you are doing, without judgment or resistance. Whether you are washing the dishes, walking in the park, or even experiencing pain, you can bring a sense of mindfulness and acceptance to the moment. And in that acceptance you will find a strange kind of freedom. There is no greater freedom than the freedom to be what you are now. This brings me to the heart of the matter, which is the importance of living in the present moment. We are a culture that is obsessed with time. We are always looking back at the past with regret or nostalgia, or looking forward to the future with hope or anxiety. We have no present. Our now is just a fleeting infinitesimal hairline between a past that we can no longer change and a future that does not yet exist. But the truth is, my friends, the present moment is all there ever is. It is the only reality we can ever know. The past is a memory, a collection of fading photographs in the album of the mind. The future is a fantasy, a projection of our hopes and fears. But the now is real. The now is where life happens. To be fully alive is to be fully present. It is to be completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now. And when you are truly present, you will discover that the ordinary becomes extraordinary. The simplest things, the taste of a cup of tea, the feeling of the sun on your skin, the sound of birds singing outside your window, become sources of immense joy and wonder. But how do we learn to live in the present? It is not a matter of trying to force yourself to be here now. That is just another form of struggle, another trick of the ego. Rather, it is a matter of letting go of your incessant need to control everything, letting go of your worries about the future and your regrets about the past, letting go of the idea that you need to be somewhere other than where you are.